What if I told you that some of the most powerful organizations in the world, governments, corporations, intelligence agencies, are secretly controlled by one group, a group that has existed for centuries, a group that operates in the shadows, a group that has infiltrated every level of power on Earth? Most people dismiss this as conspiracy theory, but what if the evidence, the real, documented, historical evidence, tells a very different story? Stay with me, because what you are about to hear will change the way you look at the world forever. The word Illuminati comes from the Latin word meaning the enlightened ones. The organization itself, in its documented historical form, was founded on May 1st, 1776 in Bavaria, Germany, by a man named Adam Weishaupt, a professor of law who was brilliant, ambitious, and deeply frustrated with the corruption of the Catholic Church and the stranglehold that religious institutions had over political power in Europe. He believed that a small group of enlightened men, operating in total secrecy, could guide humanity toward a better future, away from superstition, away from corrupt religion, away from the monarchies that kept ordinary people in poverty. His organization was built on radical ideas: reason over religion, science over superstition, equality over monarchy. But the methods he used were dangerous: secrecy, infiltration, deception. Members were instructed to hide their membership even from their own families, to infiltrate positions of power, government, church, military, without revealing their true loyalties, to pull strings that nobody could see. At its peak, the Bavarian Illuminati had approximately 2,000 members across Europe: politicians, judges, military officers, men who could make things happen, and men who could make things disappear. In 1785, the Bavarian government discovered the organization. Weishaupt was exiled. The Illuminati was officially banned. Its documents were seized and published. And according to official history, that was the end. The organization was destroyed, its members scattered, case closed. But here is what official history does not explain: why, in the decades and centuries that followed, did references to the Illuminati keep appearing? In the private letters of American founding fathers, in the writings of European revolutionaries, in the coded correspondence of bankers building the modern financial system. Why did an organization that was supposedly destroyed in 1785 keep leaving fingerprints on the most important events in human history? Consider the founding of the United States. The timing alone is striking. The Bavarian Illuminati was founded on May 1st, 1776. The American Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th, 1776, 2 months apart, in the same year. Now, is that a coincidence? Possibly. But consider what else we know. Many of the American founding fathers were Freemasons, a secret fraternal organization with documented connections to Illuminati members in Europe. George Washington was a Freemason. Benjamin Franklin was a Freemason. Franklin spent years in Paris, where Illuminati influence was strongest. The symbols chosen for the United States, the all-seeing eye above an unfinished pyramid on the $1 bill, are symbols with direct connections to Illuminati and Freemasonry iconography. The phrase beneath that pyramid, Novus Ordo Seclorum, translates from Latin as New Order of the Ages, a new world order, printed on American currency, hidden in plain sight. Was America founded as an Illuminati project? The documented connections are real. The interpretation of those connections is what remains contested. Now let us move to the 20th century, where the fingerprints of a coordinated, secretive, enormously powerful group keep appearing at the most pivotal moments in history. In 1913, the United States Federal Reserve was created, a private central bank, not a government institution, given the power to control the money supply of the entire American economy. The meeting that led to its creation took place in secret on Jekyll Island, Georgia, in November 1910. A group of the most powerful bankers in America, representing approximately 1/4 of the entire world's wealth, met under fake names, traveling separately so as not to be seen together. They drafted the legislation that would become the Federal Reserve Act. These are not conspiracy theories. The Jekyll Island meeting is confirmed. The attendees are confirmed. The secrecy is confirmed. What remains debated is whether this was simply powerful men acting in their financial interests, or something far more organized, something with roots that stretch back much further than 1910.
In 1954, a group of the most powerful people in the Western world began meeting annually in secret. Politicians, monarchs, heads of intelligence agencies, CEOs of the largest corporations on Earth, editors of major newspapers. This group calls itself the Bilderberg Group. For decades, its existence was denied entirely. Journalists who reported on it were dismissed as conspiracy theorists. Then, under pressure, the group acknowledged its existence. They confirmed that yes, the most powerful people in the world meet annually in secret. They discuss global policy, economic direction, political strategy, and they release no transcripts, no recordings, no detailed agenda. The official explanation is that secrecy allows for frank discussion, but consider what it means in practice. The people who control governments, banks, media, and military meeting in secret, deciding the direction of the world, with no accountability to the public they claim to serve. Whether or not the Bilderberg Group is the Illuminati by another name, it is functionally identical to what the Illuminati was designed to be: a hidden group of enlightened elites guiding humanity according to their own agenda. Now consider the media. In 1983, approximately 50 corporations controlled the majority of American media: newspapers, television, radio, film studios, publishing houses. By 2011, that number had dropped to 6. 6 corporations now control approximately 90% of what Americans see, hear, and read. 6 corporations, whose major shareholders overlap significantly with the major shareholders of the largest banks, whose boards of directors include former government officials and intelligence agency heads. When the information people receive is controlled by the same small group of interconnected interests that control their money, their government, and their military, is that an accident? Or is it architecture? Is it the result of market forces? Or is it the result of a plan? Here is what we know with absolute certainty. Secret societies with real power have existed throughout human history. The Bavarian Illuminati was real. The Jekyll Island meeting was real. The Bilderberg Group is real. The concentration of global wealth and power into fewer and fewer hands is real, and it is accelerating. Whether there is a coordinating organization behind all of this, whether there is a modern Illuminati pulling the strings, that is the question that cannot be definitively answered with publicly available information. And that, perhaps, is exactly the point. The most effective conspiracy is the one that cannot be proven. The most powerful group is the one whose existence cannot be confirmed. The best place to hide is not in darkness. The best place to hide is in plain sight, in the symbols on your currency, in the names of your institutions, in the meetings you are told are simply networking events for powerful people. They have always been there. The question worth asking is not whether they exist. The question worth asking is, what do they want? And what are they willing to do to get it? Subscribe to VaultX Mysteries, because the vault goes deeper than you think, and we are just getting started.